So we will start with inorganic compounds, and our first compound is aluminum hydroxide AlOH3 with molecular weight of 78 gram per mole. We have one aluminum and three hydroxyl group attached with aluminum. So what is the occurrence? It is found in nature as the mineral gibbsite. The mineral forms of aluminum hydroxide. Mineral gibbsite is the mineral form of aluminum hydroxide. It occurs in three rare polymorphs which have same chemical composition but different molecular packing. Polymorphs are same chemical composition, so they all are of aluminum hydroxide but with different molecular packing. The direction of hydroxyl group or aluminum. So there are three types. So which is byrite, dolite, and norstrandite. And method of preparation, it is first from bauxite. What is bauxite? Bauxite is a rock formed from a reddish clay material and is mostly found in tropical or subtropical region. It is primarily comprised of aluminum oxide compounds, alumina, silica, iron oxide, and titanium dioxide. So if you have bauxite, you have all these components in bauxite. So how we get aluminum hydroxide from this compound containing alumina, silica, iron oxide, and titanium oxide. So you can say bauxite is a mixture of these all compounds. So bauxite in the powder form is added to concentrated sodium hydroxide. So it is a form of a rock. We we normally crush it and add it to concentrated sodium hydroxide and then heat it. The aluminum oxide in bauxite is converted to sodium aluminate, which is soluble in water. So this is the chemical equation. So we have aluminum oxide, which is soluble in water, and then we have sodium aluminate, and conversion of sodium aluminate to aluminum hydroxide, how it will occur. And the the presence of iron oxide, which is insoluble in sodium hydroxide, is removed by filtration. So the powder form of bauxite also contain iron oxide, which is insoluble in sodium hydroxide, which we can easily remove by filtration. So first of all, we crush and we add sodium hydroxide and we heat it, and then the aluminum oxide, which is converted to sodium aluminate, is soluble in water, and then we have sodium aluminate, which is this compound, and the iron oxide, which is insoluble in sodium hydroxide, is removed by filtration. And the silica, which is also present in bauxite, forms sodium silicate, which is soluble in water. Now we have two compounds, sodium aluminate and sodium silicate. The third compound we remove by filtration, which is insoluble. And then excess of water is added to it and continuously stirred so that hydrolysis of sodium aluminate occurs and precipitates of aluminum hydroxide are obtained, and the sodium silicate remain as impurity in the solution. So it is easily separated and the sodium silicate remain as impurity in the solution. And some precipitates of sodium A some precipitates of aluminum hydroxide are added from outside to make the reaction simple and fast in the forward direction. So if we want to move that our reaction will move forward in the preparation of aluminum hydroxide, we will also add some precipitate from outside of aluminum hydroxide which favors the reaction towards forward. So what are the chemical properties? Aluminum hydroxide is an amphoteric substance. It in acid, it acts as the Lowry-Bronsted base, yielding a salt. So if we react aluminum hydroxide with an acid, it will form a salt, AlCl3 plus water molecule. And in base, it acts as Lewis acid by binding hydroxide ion. So if we have a base reacting with aluminum hydroxide, then it will act as a acid and it binds with hydroxyl ion, and we have aluminum hydroxide with 4 minus. And what are the physical properties? It is odorless, it is white amorphous solid, it is density is 2.42 gram per milliliter, its melting point is 300 degree. and it is insoluble in water and ethanol, soluble in acid, alkali solution. Aluminum hydroxide is non-flammable. pH of aluminum hydroxide is 7.4. So it is, I think, just you have to just cram these all things. That is odorless, white amorphous solids, density, melting point, insoluble in water, ethanol, soluble, and this all you have to cram by yourself. And what are the application? It is an antacid, OTC. What is OTC? Over the counter drug. So you can buy OTC product without prescription. So it is over the counter drug used to treat heartburn, upset stomach, peptic ulcer, and hyperphosphatemia in the form of gel. So it is also available in the form of gel, aluminum hydroxide gel. So this gel is also used to treat all these symptoms. Hydroxide in aluminum act as a oppifier in cosmetics, impart a milky appearance to cosmetics. So if you are using some cosmetic and you find aluminum hydroxide and you find the color of your cosmetic milky, like whitish, so it is because of aluminum hydroxide. Otherwise, your cosmetic will be transparent. So activity alumina is made from aluminum hydroxide, which can be used as a desiccant and as a filter of fluoride, arsenic, and selenium in drinking water. You can also use activated alumina, which is extracted or which is made from aluminum hydroxide to clean the water from you can say from fluoride, arsenic, and selenium by binding to it or by making precipitates. It is used as chemical intermediate. So I think you remember many a reaction in which you use aluminum hydroxide in your intermediate, and also in pharmacy. I think second semester you have some reaction with aluminum hydroxide. It is used in waterproof fabrics. It is also used as filter in cosmetics. It is also used to reduce phosphate level in patients with certain kidney condition by binding to the phosphate in the intestine. So it makes precipitates of phosphate, and if we remove the excess phosphate, it is also used to reduce. So if it is phosphate is present excess amount, you can reduce by administration of this OTC drug. And what are the other applications? Precipitated aluminum hydroxide is also used as adjuvant in vaccine. For example, anthrax vaccine. What is adjuvant? So it used to enhance the activity of the vaccine. So I give you two three example like L-hydrogel is a well-known brand of aluminum hydroxide adjuvant. So it absorbs the protein and stabilizes the vaccine by preventing the proteins in the vaccine from precipitating or sticking to the walls of the container upon storage. So it enhances somehow the activity of your vaccine. And also aluminum hydroxide present in vaccine also stimulate the immune system by inducing the release of uric acid. This attracts the monocyte which differentiate into dendritic cell. Then dendritic cell carry antigen to the lymph node. So from where we have this monocyte, monocytes are from our hematopoietic stem cell from our bone marrow. So first of all, we have monocyte. Monocyte differentiate into dendritic cell and macrophages. So they are from the same family. So monocyte differentiate into dendritic cell, then dendritic cell carry antigen to the lymph node and stimulate B and T cell. So the dendritic cells are also known as professional antigen presenting cells. So they engulf any antigen, and they then they present this antigen on their surface, and these antigen carrying dendritic cell migrate towards lymph node and stimulate B and T cell for immune response, thus appear to contribute a good Th2 response and provide immunity against those pathogens that are blocked by antigen. So this is your hormonal immunity, that first of all, dendritic cell ingest any antigen, suppose any virus, bacteria, and then there is a pathway. So when they engulf, the antigen goes into endosome, then lysosome, and then late lysosome. So there is a digestion, and then it will the dendritic cell present them on their MHC compartment 1, which is on the surface of dendritic cell, and then they migrate to lymph nodes, and then they stimulate B and T cell for immunity. So our next compound, so we finish this compound like a aluminum hydroxide. So in exam we have the chemical properties, physical properties, and method of preparation or occurrence. So these 4 points you have to cover in every inorganic compounds. So our next compound is ammonium chloride.
सर एक दफा रिपीट कर देंगे, डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था नेट। कौन कौन से आपने कहा पार्ट हमें एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर करने हैं?
सबसे पहले अक्रंस, अगर उसकी मिलती है आपको
ठीक
तो।
है सर।
दूसरी आपकी आ गई
ठीक है,
मेथड ऑफ प्रिपरेशन,
ठीक हो
chemical
गया सर।
properties, physical properties,
ओके,
and applications.
ठीक
It
हो
is
गया सर।
already mentioned on your course outline what you have to study, which part. So
ठीक हो गया सर। ओके सर, थैंक यू।
I will also upload these slides on Moodle. So our next compound is ammonium chloride. So the occurrence of ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is present in mineralogical creation and known as the salt ammonica. It is also present in various volcanic vents and ashes. What is volcanic vents? Where earth will open and lava and other material came out from the earth. So we can find ammonium chloride near this volcanic vents. Ammonium chloride occur naturally in volcanic region where we have this lava and we have this volcanic vent. We can find ammonium chloride easily. So what are the method of preparation with ammonia and HCl? Ammonium chloride is prepared commercially by the reaction of ammonia with either hydrogen chloride gas or hydrochloric acid water solution. So if we have ammonia reaction with HCl, we have ammonium chloride. And then we have Solvay process. It is a product of Solvay process used to produce sodium carbonate. In the method of preparation of sodium carbonate, we will also discuss this in detail. So how we can prepare sodium carbonate from via Solvay process, but we have one more product from Solvay process, which is ammonium chloride. So we have carbon dioxide with ammonia plus 2 NaCl plus water. We have ammonium chloride and sodium carbonate. So from a, you can say from this reaction you can cover your two topics. One is ammonium chloride and one is sodium carbonate. So what are the chemical properties? Decomposition. So like preparation, it is also decomposed into ammonia and hydrogen chloride in gas form or also in HCl. Reaction with the strong base, ammonium chloride reacts with the strong base like sodium hydroxide to release ammonia gas. So ammonium chloride reacts with sodium hydroxide, then we have ammonia plus NaCl plus H2O. And reaction with alkali metal carbonate. So aluminum chloride also reacts with alkali metal carbonate at elevated temperature, giving ammonia and alkali metal chloride. So ammonium chloride react with sodium carbonate. So we have two NaCl, sodium chloride plus carbon dioxide, water and ammonia molecule. So these all are chemical properties. And ammonium chloride normally gives endothermic reaction when dissolving in water or with barium hydroxide. So mostly reaction of ammonium chloride are endothermic in nature. So what are the physical properties? So this you also have to cram, like ammonium chloride is a white solid. It has no smell. It has a density of 1.52 gram per milliliter. Its melting point is 30 total 338 and its boiling point is 520. So in some books you will find 521, in some books you will find 522. So you don't have to confuse in between. So it is a range. So 519 to 522 is also fine. It is soluble in water, ethanol, methanol, and glycerol. It is slightly soluble in acetone. It is insoluble in organic solvents such as ethyl acetate. So what are the applications? It is used as expectorant in cough medicine. What is expectorant? It is used to stimulate or to increase or to clear the passage of your bronchioles. So if there is some sputum, so if यानी अगर आपको कभी थूक आ रही है इस तरह सब कुछ जो बाहर निकाल देता है, तो it is used as expectorant. and also as a systematic acidifying agent in treatment of severe metabolic alkalosis कि अगर आपकी pH आपके टिश्यूज की या आपके सेल्स की थोड़ी ज्यादा हो रही है उसमें भी यूज हो सकता है. Its salts are an irritant to the gastric mucosa, may induce nausea and vomiting, but जो इसकी salts हैं वो इरिटेंट हैं गैस्ट्रिक मिकोजा के और ये इंड्यूस कर सकती है नोजिया और वॉमिटिंग को. इट इज यूज्ड इन ओरल एसिड लोडिंग टेस्ट टू डायग्नोज डिस्टल रीनल ट्यूबुलर एसिडोसिस. यानी ये आपको ओरली भी दिया जा सकता है ताकि आपका रीनल ट्यूबुलर एसिडोसिस का टेस्ट किया जा सके कि उसकी डायग्नोसिस की जा सके. इट इज यूज्ड टू मेंटेन द यूरिन एट एन एसिड पीएच in the treatment of some urinary tract disorder. Ammonium chloride solution with ammonia are used as buffer solution. So you will prepare different types of solution with ammonium chloride in your lab. And it is a very large source of nitrogen, so it can be used as fertilizer for our field. It is also used for the preparation of some metals before galvanization that need a surface that is free of metal oxide. So if we want to remove any metal oxide from the surface, we will use aluminum hydroxide. It has been used historically to produce low temperature in cooling bath. Why low temperature? Because mostly its reactions are endothermic. So if there is endothermic, the temperature is low from outside. In paleontology, ammonium chloride vapor deposit on fossils. So what are fossils? Fossils are the remaining of plants or animals which are buried thousands of years ago in the earth crust. So this is our second is finished with ammonium chloride. So we'll move forward towards sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Sodium carbonate is also known as washing soda or soda ash. It is a white alkaline inorganic compound. So these all are inorganic compound which you have in your syllabus because you already study organic chemistry in your second semester. So these are sodium carbonate and these all are inorganic compounds. It is an ionic compound, a sodium salt of carbonic acid, which is composed of two sodium cations and a carbonate anion. So we have two sodium cations which are positive, cations are showing in positive, and a carbonium anion which is C double bond O negative. And occurrence, it is widely distributed in nature, occurring as the constituents of mineral waters and as the solid mineral natron, trona, and sorry, and thermonitrite. There are several of its mineral deposits found in dry regions around the world. Large quantity of this alkaline salt are used in making glass, detergent, and in the cleaning agents. And method of preparation by mining. So trona is the form of sodium carbonate present in USA. So it is mostly use and the main production of sodium carbonate is through trona. There are important reservoirs of trona in Turkey also, and 2 millions of tons of soda ash have been extracted from these reservoirs near Ankara. So Ankara is in Turkey. So there are 2 million tons of soda ash have been extracted in the previous year. But the main production in US is also from trona. So these are a form of a rock. And then we have solvent process which we already discussed in ammonium chloride. So now we will study in detail. So for this we need sodium chloride, ammonium, so ammonia, carbon dioxide, and water. Then we have sodium bicarbonate and ammonium chloride. The resultant sodium bicarbonate was then converted to sodium carbonate by heating it, releasing water and carbon dioxide. So we have two intermediates, which is sodium bicarbonate and ammonium chloride. And when we heat sodium bicarbonate, we have sodium carbonate and water and carbon dioxide. And then we have Leblanc process. In step 1, sodium chloride is treated with sulfuric acid in the Manning process. So this is the name of the process. The reaction produces sodium sulfate and hydrogen chloride. So we will treat sodium chloride with sulfuric acid. Then we have sodium sulfate. The sodium sulfate was then heated with coke and limestone. What is coke? Coke is the form of an element which is rich in carbon. So we will represent coke as 2C, and then we will treat it with limestone. So we have sodium sulfate with coke plus limestone. We have Na2CO3 plus CaS and 2CO2. Calcium sulfide was a byproduct. This is calcium sulfide and sodium carbonate being extracted by crystallization. So we can extract or we can isolate sodium bicarbonate through crystallization. So these are two processes of preparation of sodium carbonate. So now reaction with carbon dioxide. Sodium carbonate treated with carbon dioxide to produce sodium bicarbonate, or it can absorb carbon dioxide from the air also. If it is in an open air, it can absorb carbon dioxide from the air, and then we have sodium bicarbonate. And it is also used in photographic film. So if you want to develop a film, so sodium carbonate monohydrate is used. And now what happened in the hydrolysis? So if you have sodium carbonate with water, it will hydrolyze and release OH ion, and we have also sodium ions and H2CO3. So this is the hydrolysis of sodium carbonate. And then we have reaction with acid. Sodium carbonate react with acid like weak vegetable acids such as lime juice, liberating carbon dioxide. So in the acid, so this is our, you can say any acid, 2H positive, and then we have 2 sodium H2 and carbon dioxide. So if it react with HCl, we have sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide. And melting temperature without decomposition. At high temperature, anhydrous sodium carbonate is stable. It melts at 852 without decomposition. So it will not decompose until 852 degree. So what are the physical properties? So it is also same. You have to cram these things. Appearance white crystalline powder, density 2.54 gram centimeter cube, melting point 851 degree, boiling point 1600 degrees. Why you are so late? So, and molecular weight is 105 gram per mole, smell odorless. Hygroscopic, it is hygroscopic when it is exposed to air, it can spontaneously absorb water molecules, and if in air we have carbon dioxide, it will react and it will form what we study in chemical reaction. And pH is basic, it is soluble in water. So what are the applications of sodium carbonate? The main use of sodium carbonate are as water softener. What is water softener? Hard water which consists of magnesium, calcium ions are precipitated by carbonate ions. So if you mix hard water which contain magnesium and calcium, you can precipitate by carbonate, which is sodium carbonate. It's the same principle is used in food processing aid and pH modifier, swimming pool chemical and electrolytes. So you have to remove some chemical, you can use sodium carbonate. It is also used in the manufacture of glass, paper,